So,
Okay.
um, first off, before anything, you know how I'm playing like a seer or whatever on Conan? Maybe you don't know because you don't watch, but I'm playing like a seer or prophet on Conan, and they don't have any armor, and they're like level 22 or something, and
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of fights that happen sort of nearby with like really big boss level stuff. And it's real tense because I can't do anything to stop any attack that's coming, right?
Oh,
And
God. Yeah.
that's what this kind of feels like. I'm very tense right now.
Oh dear.
Great.
Oh, good.
So anyway, here's what happened in the past.
Slash Meat Barrack starts writing his will.
Dear diary. Oh, let me click this real quick. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to start writing on this pen. Let me change that before. Okay, so the important part is that the Empire that you had done a mission for in order to gather information decided that the best solution once getting that information was to erect a monolith in order to basically land an assault force onto this continent that's pretty far away without them noticing in order to avert a coming crisis, which was an invasion. So the monolith has been through the hills and countryside of this neighboring continent, which is not really neighboring, it's kind of far away, but you know how continents are, tectonic plates, all that junk. Anyway, you still have the carts, which is good, and you destroyed a wonderful, beautiful train, and then after the amazing train device was destroyed, you interrogated a survivor of your own catastrophe that you caused to them, and in learning information and stuff, you discovered that there is an additional force out on the field, or out somewhere on this continent that is slowly churning its way into the kingdom that, as far as you know, you're attacking. So, not only are there soldiers and scouts for what you consider to be the enemy, there's also another force, scouts, soldiers, all that stuff. The front lines are pretty far away from where you are, but they exist. So because of that, and because of the time constraints, because of worry, because of everything that happened, you began to take sort of the clearer, smoother path. You encountered several individuals who are from that third force, and those individuals gave you a little bit of information about the circumstances, sort of gave you the bearings of where the forces are and everything, even though you had some of that info already. And then that was after basically a miracle occurred and a grand, amazing wizard in Purrington altered time itself. And so you traveled on with your carts towards your final destination with the carts, which was to set up which is to set up a monolith. That's where you're headed now. So the goal is just set up a monolith, right? How hard could it be? As you near the city that you know the fleet is being built at and stationed at, because you've seen the ships already floating as well, you and your carts roll through, I guess, this light forest, and you come to the place where you, I guess, will decide where you would like to put this monolith. And you have several options. I could show them to you if you want, or I could just explain them, but one is basically sort of a hilltop that's a little farther away from the city. and one is a plains, more open area that is closer to the city and across I guess a moderate-sized river, small to moderate-sized river, but closer to the city. Good luck.
Well, I don't think we're going to have any trouble getting across the river, because apparently water mages have got nothing else to do.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, you'd be great at stemming the river and creating a ford, and yeah, it's really useful.
Mm-hmm. It is if you need to get across a river.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts on the hill?
Do you think they would see us up on the hill, like erecting a tall structure?
Well, they have really tall buildings, don't they? Because they're like pigeons and they're like perching, so probably. Yeah.
I'll show them to you real quick.
But the plane as well is probably going to have like more traffic.
Second.
I'm waiting.
You would probably have, scouts and stuff sort of out in the world. This one is the hill.
Okay.
Or that's the plains, but
okay.
Bringing in the hill. Ta-da!
Nice. So we could do it on the other side of the hill that doesn't face the city. That would give us cover, but it wouldn't be very easy to set up an army there. You do need sort of flat land for them to set up camp and such.
Meow. I don't care. Meow.
Right. Okay,
Cat
so
meow.
I'll take your wage then, shall I? Because apparently,
Meow, you could have my vote. Meow.
Okay. Thanks.
I
vote that you have an opinion.
I think as long as he gets fed, he doesn't really care.
Oh, God, yeah. Would you rather eat a pouch of food on the hills or on the plains?
Meow?
If we have the high ground, it's over. We should have the high ground on the hill.
I mean, but this is where we're sort of summoning. Like, we could always go to the high ground. And if we're in the plains, there isn't any high ground that they can have above us.
This would be basically a hill before a river, before the city you're headed to, or cross the river, have open plains on the other side.
Oh, right.
So it's more like how close do you want to be? How urgent do you think it is? And how long do you think it'll take for someone to notice? Because, I mean, you took basically sort of an open path, and you gotta wonder if there are scouts, sort of watching, looking for other people who aren't you that might find you.
Gotcha. The way you described it, it sounded like the other way round with the river.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so the hill, yeah.
Oh, they are locked. Right. They're locked.
I mean, on the other hand, putting them on the plane gives us no way to defend the monolith if we're overrun or they need to retreat. But on the other hand, it makes it really hard to attack if we're seen, because they'll just defend the river. I really wish, some sort of master strategist to come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got some soldiers, I guess.
Yeah, as I say that, I look towards what's his name, the bookish nerd character that you've got.
Samson?
Yeah, but I sort of look away and hope he didn't notice.
Right.
Please. Phew.
He's doing that.
Meow,
thing where
what
he,
about that Samson? Meow.
Yeah, Samson has previously been, sort of wavering between butting in and it's not my place. Oh, but I have something. Oh, but it's not my place. Yeah, when you say, what about that Samson guy? Actually, you will find that if you look back through the history of the Empire, there have been several battles similar to this. The closest thing I could think of is the battle between the House of Condor and the swimming house. Let's see. That would have happened with a plane. Obviously, they were summoning people because that's new technology, new science, new magic that we haven't had before. But there was a call for aid in order to save or to help Condor. And as you may know from the history books. The House of Swimming did assault the House of Condor, and then they were swept upon from behind. It was an open plain, open field, so there was a lot of opportunities for movement, and they were able to move rather quickly across the plain. Now then, when it comes to hilltop battles, the closest thing is... Let's see. Just before the formation of the Empire, there was a battle similar to this that did include a hill and a river between the Confederation of Houses known as the Houses of the Strong Arms, and they did gather upon a hill. They were going to attack several farming houses that were loosely collated on the other side of a river, using that river for their own farming gain. The issue with that was that the farming houses did or were alerted ahead of time. They had scouts, of course. It was a very dangerous time before the forming of the Empire, and they did manage to mount defenses before the the group of strong arm houses was able to assault and push across the river, making that push across the river much more difficult. But it did allow them to amass their forces on the hill first, and they were, of course, victorious in the end because it was a bunch of soldier houses against a bunch of farmers. But the important part here is that they fought valiantly and they had time and stuff. Samson continues to talk.
Listens.
Yep. Barrick is glassy-eyed. It's like...
So basically what it boils down to is if you think that our forces should be there as soon as possible, then you would want to form them on the plains because we would A, be closer, and B, they would be able to set up a forward guard or whatever. I'm not a doctor strategist, but they would be able to sort of assault the city sooner. Or if you wanted to get everyone here all at once and then push in, that might be more beneficial. However, it would take longer for our forces to get there. Who knows what the ships are doing? Who knows what will find us on the hill? So, but we will all be together. I think.
Okay. Okay, I've got some of that. Right, so this is my thoughts. It's a bit damaged from that trade, but right. So we know that the majority of their forces are on the front line, fighting this other empire. We also know that they have very fast cart things that could easily strike as we're setting up. So I think it is better to gather our forces all on this side, on the hill, rather than be on the plains and let small, very fast force take us out. We let them muster a larger force, I guess. Does that make sense?
Meow.
I think so. So the high ground, like Liariel said.
Well, not so much the high ground, so much as the river barrier. But yes, I guess the high ground. I doubt the fight will happen here, though. It's just to gather our forces. Okay. Right. Well, thanks for everyone's contributions.
Meow.
Get the carts moving. Let's get up this hill. Try and stay out of sight.
Furiously scribbling on his notes.
Yep.
Let me get rid of these quarters.
Meow.
Yes, please.
Absolutely meow.
I'm just going to change the one that we're on because it's easiest. This, I think, is how I do this. All right, cool. So the carts begin to move up there. I assume where would you like the monument or monolith or whatever to eventually be?
Probably that
Yeah.
big tree at the peak, sort of hidden by the canopy of that big tree.
All right.
I concur. Meow. Meow. Concur.
So these carts all head up this way probably. If everyone would like to roll presence, because you said let's be sneaky about it, stay undercover, that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
let's see how sneaky you really are.
Okay. All right. There's no point describing how I would do it because I'll probably roll awfully. Hey,
19, all right.
21.
Oh, all right.
10.
10, moderate, all right.
15.
I get 11.
I'll roll for all the other forces. All right, 8 and 11.
My idea was that the soldiers would go on one side away from the city.
Okay, so like over here.
Yeah, and then the civilians would be on the other side, sort of guarding that side, but looking more civilian-y. So like our characters.
Oh, this is Samson. I was like, why do I have this additional one? Mages over here. Yeah, sure, we'll just put Samson. Well, the mages. Well, okay, I'll get to that in a second. So moderately stealthy, it looks like. I don't think you're going to. Never mind. So you pull these carts up here. Everybody, is sort of trying to stay out of the way. You get the carts all the way to the top, no problem. It doesn't seem like there are any issues. The next question is, the mages have a job with this monolith, right? Do you want them
They've
to
been supposed to be
helped?
working on it this whole time.
Well, they
right?
have been. Yes. I took that into account. Don't worry. The work at night, sleep during the day kind of stuff. I got that. Yeah. So they're still a little tired, but it's fine. Do you want the soldiers to be helping, or do you want them sort of arrayed as a force doing their job? And yeah. No and.
I think they need to be doing their job.
Meow, do your jobs, Meow.
We'll put them out here sort of as a defensive force. Okay. And where will everyone else be? What do you think your characters will be doing in this time of trying to get the stones off the carts and set it up and organized and all that stuff?
I think since Barak is apparently taking leadership right now, he's going to be sort of making sure that everyone's he's going to sort of try and be supervising everyone to make sure the soldiers are staying stealthy, and if they've got any reports, to make sure the mages aren't swearing and getting their heads off at each other, and calming tensions if it's getting awfully.
The mages have several blueprints of what they need the runes to look like, and they've been working on them, but not completing them, so that in case something happens and they lose all of this stuff, they won't just give the enemy a weapon, basically. So it's like 3/4 of the way complete, kind of thing. And then so they got their blueprints all laid out on the ground, weighted down with rocks, and they're like, okay, we need it like this. At one point they have to flip one of the blueprints upside down just to make sure.
I'm basically trying to give them a little bit of space as well, and keeping Samson away from them. That's a big part of my job.
Yeah, Samson has drawn several pictures of the leaves on the trees that are sort of surrounding where the monolith will be. He's currently digging in the soil, trying to figure out the composition of the ground that this hill is made out of, and making sort of snail discoveries and stuff. Incredible!
So since you're doing that, you can dig the privy. There you go.
I'm sure the soldiers would handle that.
No, I've told Samson to do it.
Okay, sure. He's off. He's off with his very weak arms digging a very shallow hole.
There you go. Occupied.
Yariel's helping the monolith construction. She's actually helping put it together.
Perfect.
I think Saraya is also helping with that process.
All right, I heard some quotes in there. Oh wait, I moved you.
Yeah,
that's my bad. Every time I'm like, okay, this is this one. Look,
I'm not sure how much she actually is helping, but she's at least pretending to try to help.
in my own head, Liariel sounds purple, and Saraya sounds blue, and all these tokens are so freaking confusing to me. So I'm glad someone labeled them, but I do move them wrong. Yes. Cool. So maybe not super involved, but maybe right here-ish. Purrington, yeah.
Purrington is not helping. He's
classic.
Yeah.
he's actually nearby. He's working on his wiggle pounce, hunting little small creature, kind of aware and kind of ground and sky type of bird watching, and also wiggle pounce.
You think over here-ish?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. The stones begin to, like I said, be taken off the carts. The horses are moved away, and hobbled. I was like, what's the word? Not stabled. The horses are hobbled nearby, but out of the way. Everyone has gotten to work. It's sort of the culmination. All you have to do is finish this kind of thing. But this is a game. It doesn't work that way. What?
Yo, look at the cats.
Don't look at the cats.
Yo, that's
is
like perfect.
this one? This one. All right. In the distance, sort of, there's a rustling, and I guess the most brave individual ever bursts out through the trees wearing a scattering of armor, pretty light armor, I would say. I guess without any issue, you would discover that this is, like a scout kind of person. But when she bursts through the foliage, she yells, "Soldiers here! Soldiers here!" Let's see, birds. Birds would probably have a whistle, I would assume, not a horn. It would probably be like maybe a sliding whistle. So that they can indicate tone, as to what they found. So it's like, and that echoes across this hillside. And then we'll call this turn 1.
Got it. Is it going to be like the same sort of 3 distance on this scale, or?
You got it.
Oh my god, it's going to take forever to get there. Okay.
Don't worry. All you have to do is build a monolith. It's easy. So we have Scout, Red Scout. We'll count the whistle as her turn. Anybody want to do anything? The soldiers obviously react and rush forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna push in. My turn.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can go next. It's sort of, again, if you know what you're gonna do, you react fast, right?
Land right on top of Samson.
That's the mages.
Die. Oh, okay.
You push through the mages. Their blueprints.
Wait.
They're starting to scatter.
Wait, no. Why aren't the mages under the tree?
All right, sure. The mages are under the tree. That does make sense.
Yeah. So it'd be one more, I think. No, that's right, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else have thoughts?
I'm gonna go forward as well. Kind of like I want to go towards in between those 2 trees, under the
Towards
black.
right. Okay. So like maybe right here, headed this way.
Yeah.
All right. We'll put you right here. And then we have Soraya and Liara. You're also welcome to stay.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I think Soraya would stay and actually start helping try to get this together.
Okay.
However she can, moving stuff.
Yeah, sort of big wooden leverage pieces to move the stone. There are porters, of course, trying to move it, and the mages are trying to use magic as well to move everything into place. Put you right here. Ariel. Still solidly helping.
I think she's going to try to use magic to hasten things along.
Okay. the stones are out of the carts. Maybe you use magic just to blast the carts away. Get out of the way, or maybe down the hill as sort of blockade, something like that. And the porters are shoving on giant timbers. The whistle fades. That's one. And then as the where's my bag? Okay. Hey, that's real big.
Dear God, ball cube just suddenly appears.
Yeah. We'll just do it like this. The monolith, like first stone, begins to settle into where it will be. The porters are pulling the next stones over and trying to leverage them up and all of that stuff. Where are my new ones? You need a mage. Oh my gosh, they're so big.
Barrow mage.
And then some of the other mages. Actually, I wonder if I can this. Nice. All right, we'll call them waves. The yellow wave of individuals arrives, bursting through the trees. They look to be, again, part of maybe a scout troop, something like that. They have dirt and mud all over them. They didn't come from the city. They're out here in the wilderness somewhere. So they arrive. The original scout moves forward to strike a blow, hopefully, onto the soldiers here, just to initiate things off. The soldiers, hold on, let me flip my page around. Nope, not this page. This one? This one. Got it. Yeah, so just a scout, maybe like a little rapier kind of thing. Oh my gosh, 18.
Oh my God.
15. Isn't it 3? Yes. 18. Oh, that doesn't. Okay. The scout, apparently well rested, probably actually slept comfortably the night before because they aren't in enemy territory. Manages to slash into several of the soldiers that are rushing down the hill. 4.
These soldiers suck.
Yeah. And then, so the scout, the soldiers strike back. Let's see if they actually suck. A 16 versus the scouts 18. Your soldiers suck.
Yeah, they
bro.
suck.
The scout is real thin and wiry, and it looks like is dancing between a bunch of random blades. And then we have Barrick.
Okay, I rush forward and I'm going to try and bluff.
Okay.
Soldiers to me, defend me. Everything relies on me staying alive. I'm shouting it loud enough the birds can hear.
Yeah, but is
and obviously
this
the soldiers?
is this something the soldiers know that you might try?
I would say, you know, like Sir Barrick or something really obvious that they know is like some fancy title, I think.
Yeah, so all of your soldiers are like looking at you and looking at each other.
Yeah. They know the plan, though.
You want to roll like presence on
Yeah.
these peeps?
I do. I got a 1. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, let me just roll. a number here.
Seriously, these dice.
You said this one was rigged, and I've been using it. What?
It is rigged. So is this one. I've not had a good roll when I needed it ever. Alright.
I just rolled a 15.
Yeah.
There, I deleted that one for you.
Thanks. I'll take this. Well, that one started on a 1. That's oh, they all do. Okay, never mind.
They all did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's average.
Due to the knights sort of looking around confused,
Yeah.
these people don't seem to believe you at all.
Right.
But you are the person who stepped forward and said, I'm the boss, I know what I'm doing, so you must have some sort of priority, right?
Yay.
But before that, Professor Purrington, you still headed through the trees?
Yeah. Also, can I cast from this position onto Liario?
I mean,
From
I would
here.
assume so. Yeah, unless
Okay.
you're
But she's helping with the monument, right?
right.
You know, the monument stuff. I want to cast haste onto her.
I think a better application would be onto
The mages.
the other mages, but you're welcome to
Yeah,
if you want.
I mean, I'll cast. I didn't know if they were far enough or if she was close. So I didn't know.
Well, your spell isn't like limited by touching, so
So yeah, if I can cast it on the mages, I didn't know if I was allowed to do.
yeah, I'm thinking about the distance in the Sigil arena, and that would be like a huge distance compared to this hill. It would be like what, 9 or something of these? Because you can only move whatever I said, 30, 60. Dude, I don't know. Let me look. Goal sheets, rules. Ah, dang. Don't worry, it's all in here. I got it.
Yeah.
Character creation. That. Blah blah blah. 60 feet or 20 yards per round, which is 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can move forward towards Liario. That's kind of where I want to be, anyways.
Okay. But you move 3. Accurate up to 60 feet. Well, I mean, they're all sort of right here. So, I mean, if you move right here, you can hit it no problem, no issues, perfect sight, and you're still in front, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. That works. Haste on these peeps. Okay. Let me mark that. I'm actually gonna do it like this. Okay. Awesome. And then our knight friends move forward. Like you do. You want me to roll with this one instead of the yellow one?
No, it's fine. You go for it. I think I'm the one that's cursed.
Solid 20 into your soldiers.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even have to do. Wait, what the?
What the fuck? That's not fair.
You watch me throw it.
Yeah, I'm watching some bullshit. That is a 1. You know it.
It could have been a 5.
Hmm.
We'll call it mid.
Replay the VOD.
I'll just take the 2 off. These fresh soldiers from the woods join their scout and attack the mage, of course. Interested in what you're doing, but gonna step around this tree, I guess, so that they can see the other side, and then try and kill these soldiers because they're right here.
Yep.
15 versus. Look, I'm throwing it so hard. 2. Look, okay, it's not me. It's not me.
Killing us, Art. You're killing us.
I'm killing NPCs. It's fine. These soldiers start falling. They are tiny, incredibly hot metal pinpricks spring up on the inside of their armor and begin to pierce them through their skin. And they are screaming. And then Soraya.
Oh, okay. I think I'll stay for one more round helping with the monolith.
Okay. Liariel as well. What are you up to?
I'm gonna draw a tarot card to try to complete the monolith with magic.
That would be so crazy. I would allow you completing the second block. We're looking at like a 3-block kind of system.
Sure.
But to like whip an entire monolith up, I don't think that's possible.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to do what I can do then.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, drawing a card.
Sir.
Wow. I pulled the 8 of Pentacles, which depicts a craftsman.
Oh, really?
This is very cool. No, it is. It's fun.
Okay.
So, 8 craftsmen appear and working together magically complete as much as they can within one round.
Cool. So these sped up porters are working to shift the next stone into place on top of this stone, and magic individuals, almost like not ghosts, but like figments, like appear along with them. Yeah, ethereal. Yeah, they appear with them and help them shift things forward, move things, and get the second stone into place, which I have another stone. It looks like this. And it's gigantic. I was in a lot of hurry to get these made because ChatGPT and stuff, it was like lagging and it wouldn't finish any of my images. So I basically opened multiple windows and I was just putting images into each one, and I was like, go, 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 go. So anyway.
Sure, that helped the lag.
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, we got it done, okay?
Yeah.
The second stone shifts into place with the aid of both incredibly quick and nimble individuals and also their ethereal associates. You are Liariel. Yellow Mage 2, Sparrow Mage. Sparrow Mage. I mean, there's a bunch of people right here. Sparrow Mage steps forward. 1, 2. I guess the only one it can technically reach without impairment is Professor Purrington. So the Sparrow Mage summons a flight of butterflies with razor-tipped wings and sort of cast flings them like a what's that game that you play across over there? Polo? Those like big long sticks? Anyway, flings these butterflies at Professor Purrington. Ooh, with a solid 1. If you would just roll grit just to make sure you don't roll a 1.
I rolled a. Let me add that up.
I think you need to add it up.
17.
Hold on, let him add it up. Yeah, so these butterflies start off really quick, but I guess flitter away before ever making it up the hill. Unlucky. It does seem to be. It does
That
seem to
really
be
kind of sucks now that there's these razor butterflies in the wild.
Well, it's magic. They're made out of magic, so they flitter away
Oh.
and dissipate. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So end of turn 2, technically. Dang, that's crazy. Okay. Turn 3 technically occurs. The porters and everybody are working on the third stone, trying to shift it up and get it into place. I'll actually move that up there closer. And the scout. I'm gonna roll with this metal 1. The scout attempts to kill some soldiers real quick with a solid 17. And then in theory, this should be a low number based on what we've seen.
Yep.
So that's what I'm shooting for. A 7.
Yep.
Perfect. Look, it's all playing out exactly as I scripted it.
Perfect.
The blade dancer, we will call this scout. 7, 8, 9. All right. Dances through some soldier blades. Manages to is going for the connections of armor and stuff, right? Not striking score against the armor itself, but underneath. The soldiers, super pissed, want to attack back. In theory, if you're correct, this should be a high number. With an 18.
Yep.
And this die down here should be a low number, right?
I think so.
A solid 20.
No. It was this one here, you see. It was this one that you meant to roll.
Yeah. Well, dang.
Yeah.
Too lithe, too nimble. Can't seem to get a strike. These soldiers, they've been through so much, multiple battles and scouting and handling more and more stuff as each of them falls. Just unlucky there. So we're on turn 3. Okay. Barrick.
There's not enough space to run away off the board.
Barrick flees. You can if you want. I don't care.
I kind of want to see if they'll chase me.
I think that's unlikely based on everybody on the field, but sure.
Yeah.
I'll even roll for it if you want.
Just to stay on the board, kind of. I want to run over here and then shout, retreat to the forward base.
The forward base. Ooh.
Yeah.
Forward base. If you'll roll presence again, I'll roll for these individuals.
God. All right. Well, whatever. I'll just pick a random dice. I don't care anymore.
17.
It's a 19 total.
Every die on the board has a high number.
Yep. Pick your poison.
Do they believe you? A 2. So the threat of more individuals is very important to them, right? So
Yeah.
it does seem like these people are concerned that you are going to get more soldiers. Yes.
Cool.
But it's Professor Purrington next.
I am going to wiggle, pounce, and attack that bird.
This bird down here?
Yeah, the one that's attacking me. I'm gonna go charge in and leap on it.
Okay.
You've practiced your
just-
whole life for
and
this.
just claw it.
Yeah. This is what we learned with those bushes. Here we go. What you got roll wise?
So that's what, combat ability? Is that
Yes.
combat ability with gear?
It's if you don't have any abilities that you're using, you can use
Yes.
gear to make it a better D20 roll, but your gear wouldn't apply to your damage. So if you had like a sword you were using or
Okay,
something like
yeah.
that.
Okay, great. Because I don't have an ability. I'm just claw using my claws.
All right, cool.
So I rolled a 20.
All right. Don't worry, I got this. This is 22. Or 20 as well. Whoosh. Oh, that's close. But these mages are not defensive like other soldiers would be. Where your claw's gonna sink in to these mages, this mage.
Right into the chest,
Oh, okay, cool. If you roll damage, please.
6.
Hey,
Nice roll.
6. That is nice. Then we have
Put up.
Professor Purrington then gets bored and decides to go and drag it into her base and release it alive.
yeah, it's just loose, fluttering around while Purrington watches.
Eek.
It's kind of like on its back claws, kind of like a toys,
This mage will also move forward towards you, but it's going to send out another whistle. They're all equipped with whistles. They're kind of like maybe like bamboo looking carved whistle things. This was like a little different. It's like woo, back up like that. And Soraya next.
So everyone looks like they're going and chasing Barrick off into the wood or into the forward base.
Yes, the first scout hasn't moved yet, and the bird mage is sort of pinned in claws, but the others two appear to be moving that way. But they have whistled.
Okay. How many did you say we can move?
It's 3. It's 3.
3.
60 feet.
Okay.
Go across the battlefield or across the hilltop. I mean.
Okay. Can I prepare like a defensive spell if they attack Barrick from here?
Yeah, sure. How would that work, and what are you doing?
Okay, so the spell is Gale Burst, and basically it's just like a force of wind that emanates out. And it's a grit spell, so it would increase his grit by 3.
Yes. I think the way that would work is because you're after him in the order. If he was attacked, like say next turn or whatever coming up, you would be like, oh, I want to use this, and then that would count as your turn in the round,
Okay.
as sort of like aid to him. So you could. There's only two more people in the list, right? Liariel and this Sparrow Mage over here. So if you did whatever you wanted to do now, and then next turn, if he got attacked, you could just be like, I want to use this spell and count it as your turn.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Or you could set it up, but I think it would be less optimal.
Okay. In that case, then I guess I will try a water spout towards this one.
I'm sure it'll work.
She thinks about how there's a river nearby. And
There is a river, yes. We chose the map with a river. Good job.
Yep. That would be a 15.
I don't even know what to roll anymore. Which one? I'll just use the yellow one.
Don't use the yellow one.
Man.
These mages throw up a barrier against what's coming and deflect your water spell. But next time, I believe in it.
Sure.
Look, I won't use the yellow one anymore. You want a brand new one?
It honestly
I don't
doesn't
know. I
matter
feel like
to
you're
me.
spawning it with like weight on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then somehow cursing my physical dice that I have.
Yeah. How's that
What
even
did you
possible?
roll?
I'll look at your workshop mods, see if you've got weighted dice on there.
What were the rolls?
Mine was 19 and yours was what, 15 or something?
Yeah, total.
So even modified with your ability. Oh, 15 total.
Yeah, it was a 13 and plus 2.
Yeah. I didn't even have to modify. Dang.
Classic water mage.
I mean, I
It's
can't.
never way.
I
doesn't see
couldn't
it.
time travel back in time. Yeah, here's a little help.
You can on your turn for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not a seer, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The yellow mage in front of you, bleeding from the chest, very unhappy, is going to let's see, what would this spell be cool as? I liked the butterflies. Ooh, okay, so maybe like kind of like rainbow light laser. It focuses some light towards Professor Purrington and attempts to burn the cat. Ooh, with an 8.
Ooh,
so if
see.
you'll roll your grit.
That was nearly a 20.
It was.
I'm not gonna bother modifying anything. 19.
Nice job. All right. You're familiar with lasers and light, and the play of light. It's like a game for you. You bounce around this laser and follow it instead of being hit by it. And then the turn ends. This is turn 4.
I'm using the cat tree to roll my dice in.
Oh, nice.
With a nice little circle so it doesn't bounce off my table.
It's got to be
tree.
this. I don't want them to be yellow though, so I'm going to recolor them real quick. Gray, I think. Onto the field, following the whistle from somewhere far away, steps 3 mage individuals holding the chains of 3 cat warriors.
That is just traumatic.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I missed one.
Cat's even bigger than the professor. Wow.
Still kind of big. Holding these chains. The mages are clearly controlling them. The chains run right to the collars. One of them appears to be a very strong, very buff individual. One of them is in some stereotypical, I guess, robes. And then a third one, the one in the center, looks pretty scrawny, pretty scuffed and beat up, frayed, etc., etc. And that begins turn 5. Let me count these real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Did I go last turn? What?
Oh, no, you did not. I'm sorry, I skipped you. Hey, guess what? Cats are coming. Good point. I went to the mage, but I skipped you. What would you like to do? I apologize.
Okay, so like where are we at? No, what?
Oops. So basically, what's happened is, just these individuals right here. Although, maybe you have a small vision that cats are coming. I'm fine with that. But the current enemies are a yellow knight that's chasing Captain Barrick, a yellow mage that's chasing Captain Barrick and just blew a whistle, a scout that's been fighting some soldiers, and another sparrow mage, yellow mage, that's fighting Professor Purrington. Yes.
Okay. Like how far is the monolith from construction at this point?
There are 2 stones. The third one is off the cart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The third one is off the cart and about to be placed in position. It's probably up on some like really janky looking scaffolding while everyone tries to get it up on top.
Okay.
It looks like it's almost done. Well, the stones are almost in place.
Okay, so they're about to finish that one, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess Liariel's gonna try to help the defense for this turn.
Okay.
Let's see. Which of the bad guys are like closest to hurting somebody or coming to the top?
Professor Purrington is locked in a battle with a sparrow mage, and then I guess technically the next closest is this other sort of pigeon-looking mage that's headed towards Captain Barrick, who claims that there's a forward base somewhere off the map somewhere that he's sort of drawing them towards.
I guess I'll attack the one in the middle.
All right. Poor mage. Cool. Do you want to move, or you just want to stay solidly there and throw out a spell?
I don't have to touch. I can make it appear wherever I want.
Well, yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah. Okay. I have pulled the Knight of Pentacles.
Perfect.
A Knight of Pentacles is going to appear charging straight at that thing. I'm armed with like a ginormous shield with spikes on it, and it's going to bash it.
Okay, this is Yellow Mage. Awesome. If you will roll the d20 for your attack, I will use, I guess, non-cursed die.
Ooh, I rolled 7 plus 4 is 11.
Hey! My mage has 11 as well. If you'll roll your damage die also.
6.
Jeez. And does your, what's it called? Do your items play into that? Do you have magic armor or whatever that helps your damage? I think so.
Yeah, there's a plus 2 on my armor that boosts my spells.
Yes. So, on the tie, they take half, but even 4 is pretty decent, especially for a half damage. This mage, maybe it pulls up a magic shield of its own and attempts to block, but the spikes sink in through the magic or whatever and rip its arm apart. I think that would be cool.
That does sound cool.
And then, I don't know if you know, but some cats appear.
I think she felt the cats coming.
Of course. Time to get into the fray. The cats are coming. Mm-hmm. So yes, the monolith slides into shape. I'm just gonna copy this one because I don't want to do another one and all of that junk and resize it and stuff. The monolith takes shape up here, and then the mages sort of gather around it, run to all the sides, and start trying to finish the runes that they had started. So they begin etching. You hear like sort of like a magical like on the top of the hill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. And where will the cats go? The cats. We'll do one right here. One right here. The scout. I mean, the scout is sort of blocked by these soldiers. So he will continue his battle. Oh, with a 20 versus 15. Oh no. I feel like that didn't roll. I can re-roll that if you want. Otherwise,
I think you'll just roll a 6 if you re-roll. So
you think so? I'll keep this one, but I'll re-roll just to test it.
Yeah.
Mondo 2.
Okay.
Too bad. Too bad. For a. Okay. There are soldiers bleeding all over underneath these two trees as this battle continues to rage. Many of the soldiers still standing have wounds, and the remaining ones still standing will attack back again. I think this was lower, but it doesn't matter. They managed to score some hits onto this cadre of scouts. Here we go. Here. All right. Oh, that almost went off, but I'm keeping it. Nice. In their last sort of defense, they all gathered together and managed to strike down against the scouts. Barrick.
Okay, because I don't actually want to run off the map.
Yeah, of course.
And not do anything. I'm going to turn on the mage. Oh no, I would run, but I don't want to actually keep going off the map. I'm going to turn and try and bash at the mage.
Yeah, we'll say like the bottom of the hill has a bunch of like mucky, swampy kind of stuff, maybe, or something. So moving into it would be. Go ahead.
Could I almost like use his momentum and wait for him to move towards me or something? I don't know if he's chasing me or not. No, I'll just go back up there.
He is running after you, but the mage doesn't have to touch you to fight.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna charge back at him.
Okay.
Combat roll. Oh god. All right. I'll take this one. Only a 9 to hit.
I'll use this one from off the board entirely. No magic in it.
Yeah. There you go. Just get rid of that one.
Did you just throw it away?
Yeah.
All right, I'll delete that one for you. There you go.
It's all good.
This
was physical D&D. My dice would be dust already.
Like smashed. The mage, it's got wings. It can't fly, but it uses sort of like a hop maneuver to avoid you in the air. And then we're gonna call it this set. This set is the first. Oh god, why didn't you move together? It's the first one to move. 1, 2. Maybe this way makes sense. This one's called Pigeon Uses Splash. The mage. Let's see. It's kind of like a crackle that you hear. Professor Purrington's hair probably raises up like static, and this cat warrior is sort of forced to move seemingly against its will, even though it's not fighting its captor. It's moving ahead, and it probably gives out like one of those crazy kind of meows as it moves forward. Then we have Professor Purrington.
Say meow, fuck this shit, I'm out. Meow. I'm gonna cast erase on that bird and then move and then retreat back.
On this bird?
Yeah.
Okay. This bird is Sparrow Mage. Okay.
Rolled a 10 plus. I used a modifier. Wait, what do I use again? I always forget.
Your spell modifier. Well, your brilliance and then your spell modifier.
Oh, brilliance.
Yeah. It's a cast, yeah.
17 then.
versus an 11, even with the modifier. This mage is bleeding.
None.
I can't remember why, actually. And oh yeah, because you stabbed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stabbed it, and this mage sort of winks out of existence. As it winks out of
retreat
existence. Yeah. You probably you feel. Let's see.
Happy.
There are less birds in the trees around you. Maybe, not a ton, but you got really sharp eyes. So maybe 3 or 4 birds sort of also disappear at the same time. And you're going to move back, straight back, or you want to move towards everyone else?
Towards the monolith.
We'll have you going this way. Yeah.
Oh,
Cool. That's Purrington. And then these two step forward. They didn't hear the thing about Captain Barrick. And these mages. These mages are looking at Professor Purrington pretty heavily because of their company. Yeah, this mage holding the collar or the chain of this cat mage right here with the collar on is going to cast a I guess just a big ice lance. I mean, if you're gonna do something, might as well make it as pokey as possible. So the ice lance is gonna come for Professor Purrington. Let's grab a die that's not rigged. With the 20. I can modify if you'd like.
no, I rolled a 6 plus great. 7. I got 7.
All right. I lost. Oh, there it is. As the spell begins, the collar glows.
Wait, can I cast a spell in defense?
Yes, technically. What are you trying to cast?
Slow.
Okay. But even casting the spell, what you rolled would just be modified by the spell modifier, so that wouldn't be enough.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll take it.
Okay. The color begins to glow. This cat sort of does a similar pained meow kind of whatever. Oh, okay, that was not a roll for sure. 4 plus this mage, 7 damage coming in from spell and collar combined at Professor Purrington. Then we have Yellow Knight. These people look like they're already almost dead. Yellow Knight's gonna push up, scan this side of the area, and come up the back. Yellow Mage is this one. Going to try and I guess blast Captain Barrick. I will use the purple die.
It's fine.
This mage probably let's see. Okay, that's
yeah. Weighted, I'm telling you.
It's like a feather bow that it's created. It has its own.
Yeah, no.
Is that a 5? Okay.
Yeah, it hits.
Can I use my gale burst to mitigate the damage? Since it's grit?
Yes. You can. The way like casting the spell would work is make sure I know. you you would roll also like a d20. Yeah.
I rolled a 1, so
All right. And rolled a 1. Captain Barrick's not existing or anything like that. It's going on to him. Well, okay, that's a good point. It's going on to him. It's not going at this mage.
Yeah.
Defend. You're not like slowing the mage like Professor Parrington would have been. So he's not resisting. So can you lessen the damage? I do think that makes sense, especially because it's magic. But how would we identify that? I don't think that situation's in the rules. I don't think I ever wrote that. I think it would make sense that you either half the damage or... Well, I think it would be either you cast it against a mage or like you do something that halves the damage. I think that makes sense.
yeah. Okay.
So you use your spell. Go ahead before I roll.
I was gonna say, would you want to just use the modifier as like damage mitigation? So it's like
For
a
the
+3
spell?
modifier. Yeah.
Okay. I can see that working as well, because you're basically using your resource. So yeah, sure.
Okay.
So you're just looking for 3 or less. I'm sure that'll happen. Yeah.
Yep.
5.
Fine. I use my drunken resilience to take the rest of it off.
Of course,
Take no
of
damage.
course. Perfect. Well, it all works out together. Congratulations. And then, most importantly in the list this round, Liariel.
Aw, shucks. Let's see. How's the monolith doing?
The monolith is completed. The mages are attempting to inscribe the rest of the runes to complete it in order to make it work.
Alright, which bad guys are on the board?
There's a million bad guys. The closest ones are knights, yellow knights that are coming up the backside, a yellow mage right here in the front, and a I guess duo of mage and cat mage.
Okay. How about I'll go after the yellow coming up the backside?
Okay, yeah. Over here.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yellow knight.
Another knight. I pulled the
Nice.
I pulled the Knight of Wands.
Ooh.
So the Knight of Wands is going to appear and charge and bash.
Okay. And if
I wonder
you roll
if this
yours.
wand that he's carrying is like a mace. Yeah, I think he's carrying like a mace-like wand.
That makes sense. I'm sure it's much bigger than
Like
seems.
cast smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use another one of these die that hasn't been involved.
Okay. Total 19.
Oh, nice. Of course that hits. And if you'll roll damage as well.
Okay, come on down. 6 again.
6 again. What's your equipment? I can't remember. Why is there a pencil
+2.
out?
That's okay.
Ooh, scary.
+2. There's +2 from the armor boost.
Okay. This is Yellow Knight, who, I guess, moving to the side, they must have thought that they were going to be out of the fray, and this giant mace-wielding being appears and smashes against their armor, batters them around like someone crushing a can. The cat warrior down here moves forward. 1, 2. I guess they can't technically stand right there. Hold on. 1, 2. And then if I move them like this. Perfect. This cat warrior comes forward, and this is the beat up one. It says, or it moves forward. The mage behind it says something. The collar glows, but this cat sort of like kneels and falls to the ground, clearly in pain. Collar bright red, runes all over it, and it yells something out towards Professor Perkty, like, brother, run if you can. And it takes damage. 4 points of damage into this cat. Then we have Yellow Mage 2. Oh, who doesn't exist anymore? Just kidding. Round completed. There's so much stuff happening. Yeah, so this is turn 6. And we have the scout who fights. Scout real quick. I'm just going to go real fast. 12 versus soldiers. So I'll use this one. 17. They fight it off. Soldiers finally standing up. Is that a 1? Okay, that's a 1. Okay, well, you know. Managing to hold their own, but not able to do any damage. And then cat, soldier, or whatever. 1. Forward 1. Towards the hill. Oh! But you moved back. This cat is just sort of snarling the whole way. It looks ready for a fight. It doesn't seem to matter who's near it. And then we have Captain Barrick.
Okay, I attempt to hit.
But I'm just moving this out of the way.
You touched that one, let's jinx.
Yeah, I touched that one. Yeah. You're fighting this mage?
Never mind.
Hold on. I mean, that's... yeah.
You knocked
7,
mine away. It was a 7 before.
I know.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that this one fell evenly.
I've never hit like a melee hit in this game, I think.
I know. Do you think the system's broken?
It's punishing.
It is
But
punishing. Yeah.
I don't know if it's broken. It's RNG. It's very punishing if you have bad RNG.
True.
I think that's always the case.
I had hoped to combat that with modifiers and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I found it very difficult to get a positive modifier, to be honest. I've got -2, +1, and +2. But it's all good. I picked a melee character. I could have picked spells. Or ranged.
True.
Sometimes those not hit either, though.
True. If you're a
Well,
mage, yeah.
For the record, there are mages who are hitting, and
Just not PCs.
Yeah.
Liariel's hitting junk.
I think the only thing to really balance it is to allow more situational modifiers.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of work for you.
Yeah, right. Like if you were standing on high ground, you had an additional advantage, junk like that. Of course.
Because that's what I was thinking about the mage coming to me, if I could get like a modifier, or if it ran into me or something. Or,
Yeah.
Soraya getting bonuses for being near a river, things like that.
Yeah, true. Or if you work together, but this specific fight's probably not the one to work together on.
No, I'm just trying to tank.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're doing that, especially with absorbing damage. All right. Well, this is the system we have, so we move on. Professor Purrington.
I'm gonna heal myself.
All right. From the last round?
Yeah, because I took a third of my health.
Yeah, cool. So you are going to time walk back, right? To or undo the wound or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an important distinction. You're not going to go back and change what happened. You're just going to undo the wound itself, right?
Yeah, I have a spell called Undo Harm.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure because you have that other one.
Yeah. I don't want to go back in time.
Cool.
I can never find really much of a use other than sometimes for that spell.
Right, yeah. Super niche situational. Cool. If you'll just roll like a d6 and see what that is.
It's going to be a 4.
All right, cool.
Do I add a modifier to that for the spells +1?
Yeah, I mean, there's no resistance from you. It's not like you're trying to fight it, so you can modify that up, yes.
And then I wanted to retreat a little bit back towards like a...
Okay. Stand behind the mages.
Yeah, sort of like just one square back.
Yes.
One to the left. Yeah. There.
Alrighty. You are Purrington. Cat mage. Just to make this boggle easier for me, this way. The mage grips the chain, maybe flicks it a little bit. The collar begins to glow, and another icicle forms, ready to shoot at Liariel. So, this one doesn't seem rigged. I'll roll this one. Look, you're all watching, okay?
I'm watching some bullshit.
Yeah. Like the probability of all of these 20s is just crazy.
You want me to right click and just flick it this next time?
I think I'm going to blame the board. That's it. The board is cursed. There you go.
The board is cursed, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rolled all the dice on the board. That's the problem.
That's so I can see them. Yes. Well, at any rate, Liariel, if you'll roll a d20 just to see.
Okie dokie. I rolled a 2, which was not helpful in the slightest. And then, what else am I trying to roll with here? What's going on? I know I'm getting attacked, but do I get to cast something to defend myself even?
This icicle comes in. You can, I think, with your spell, but because we don't know what the spell will be, we don't know if it will actually work. But I fully support... Wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Let me read my own rules. Did I close my own rules? Nope. Okay. Combat, blah, 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 sample, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the way it works is spell goes in, resist, spell comes out. You use your spell to defend. Yeah. If you use your spell, you're still shooting to beat this 20, I think. I didn't write the concept, but this is how I think it works. So you cast the spell sort of against what's coming at you, reflexively, defensively, the same way you would use whatever your stone skin is called as a defense or whatever. So yes, you'll roll a d20 and attempt to hit this number and burn one of your spells doing it.
Right. Okie dokie. And then does what was the 2 that I rolled for? What was that?
That was to resist just the spell by yourself, using some sort of
yeah, that wouldn't
magic
happen.
or whatever.
All right.
Yeah, and that would
So
not
basically,
work.
I just gotta pull it hard. Yeah, no, it would not. I'd be fried. Okay. Okay, so I pulled the 8 of Swords, which depict a figure wrapped in bandages, surrounded by swords,
Okay.
who appears between me and the attack as a human shield.
Okay. If you'll still roll your d20.
14 plus 4 is 18.
Even the spell doesn't stop what's coming. These two mages together, one not willing. It doesn't stop the ice lance, and it crashes into you.
Wait.
Yeah.
Right, remember where I have armor that boosts my spells by 2, so I have a brilliance modifier of 4 that added to the dice, which makes 18, and then the plus 2 of the armor makes 20, so we should at least cancel each other out.
The mage has modifiers as well. They're plus 2 in their spells.
Okay.
So they're 22.
I can't blame a girl for trying.
Of course, yeah, that's how the system is. So I approve. I'll hit you with some damage. Only 5. The collar boosts magic, or boosts their attacks by 3. So 5 damage as an ice lance spikes through your wrapped guardian and strikes Liariel. And
Oh well.
This is turn 7. The mages are frantically scribing onto the monolith. Symbols are becoming like if they were on the border lines between 2 of the blocks. They're becoming singular lines. The monolith is sort of becoming one piece altogether. Here.
I hate to do this to myself, but in all fairness, was I not attacked? Oh no, I defended. Was it this round I defended that against?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was way deep at the beginning. Yeah.
Right. Okay. It's been a long round. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm just gonna click this and roll it for the scout. 16, and I'm gonna click this and roll it for the soldiers. 18. This defense. Okay. They are again locked in their mortal whatever. I'm gonna roll this for the soldiers to fight back. Ooh, 3. 13. All right. Basically, similar to the last fight, these two homies are in a death dance. The soldier's just trying to hold on. The scout just trying to finish the job and move forward. Then cat soldier, I can't get them close enough. Not that I'm trying. Moving on up. Oh, whoops. Here. And Captain Bear.
I'm going to roll to miss.
Roll to miss.
That is, it's 15.
That's a 5.
Oh, wow.
You lied to me.
What is this? Yeah, sorry. I failed to miss.
You tap the mage on the forehead.
Yeah.
But they are bleeding from more wounds than just yours. This is yellow mage right here. Professor Purrington.
I am going to attack that mage that is controlling the big cat.
Okay. With what?
Pigeon used to splash. Just to I'm attacking with my claws.
Okay, so you're moving forward.
Yeah.
Here, maybe. That's the only. Yeah, that's the only way to get to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for the head. Meow for the head. Meow.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll as well. A 1.
It's rigged. I rolled 16 plus 17.
Nice. You snake past the mage's collared guardian and manage to attack it in the face.
4 or 5 plus gear.
Yep.
So 7.
7 damage. 7 damage. Your claws sink into the hood of this hooded mage holding the chain, and it begins to scream from the knife sort of claws. I assume you don't clip your claws, so
No.
They are incredibly sharp, and as it screams, the cat wearing the collar also screams. And then we have the mage cat. Investigating the monolith, investigating what's going on. I just kidding. I did miss it. I was gonna say I missed this Yellow Knight, but it's next. The mage. Let's see. The mage has already struck you. But I do think that it will probably attempt to attack Soraya in the side here. Just gonna click it and roll. A 1.
Telling you it's the board. Yeah.
Then it's not the board. Well, if it's the board, maybe you should be throwing the dice, and I'll just roll them. I told you shouldn't just click and roll. I told you. It's more dramatic to throw it across the board. The icicle forms in front of you, starts to move at you, and then you unmake said icicle as it comes towards you. Yellow Knight. 1, 2, 3. Yellow Knight discovers someone digging a hole in the back.
No.
And attacks said person with the 19. Samson has no defense, isn't even holding a weapon, but is doing something shady back here with hole digging, and takes... Yeah, I threw that 5 damage. You hear an incredibly pained cry from the back of this area.
This hole's about 6 foot high, wide. 6 foot deep, is it?
What is? What?
Is he dug his own grave?
You hear him begin to call, "I'm almost done," and then and a loud scream from the back as Samson is wounded very grievously from a single strike from a trained knight. And then Yellow Mage. I guess there's still no threat from this. It doesn't seem like. Yellow Mage will try and cast you into the ground. Just roll over here, way over here. 7. See, now throw it. Yeah. Like that. Oh, okay. I mean, that's
11.
It's not the best, but it does resist this spell barely by 1. Soraya?
I don't even
It's alright, just use water magic. It's never failed before.
Never failed. I'll try to help Samson and run up to this. Oh wait, this is a scout, isn't it? That's not a mage.
No, that's a knight. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try it anyway. I'm just gonna try to use an electric grasp on him.
Ooh. Okay. I'll use the purple one.
Oh my gosh. I cannot roll. 7.
4. Is it?
Oh, good.
Is it modified above 7 or just?
No.
Okay.
That is with the modifier.
This knight, not resist, but meets it. So it will take half damage from your electric grasp.
Okay.
But you can see this knight bleeding, by the way. Like, this knight is not good.
Okay. I rolled a 4.
This knight is very not good. The shock mixes with the blood and courses through it, and it looks very pained as it basically stands up from attempting to slaughter Samson, raises back again. You grab it by the arm and shock it. Your Soraya, Liariel.
Okay, so which bad guys are not being dealt with right now?
Well, dealt with is a strong term. But being touched and involved with, most of them except the cat mage in front of you, cat mage pair. And technically this scrawny cat over here who hasn't done much and seems to be resisting.
Let's see. So the scrawny cat's trying to resist and not attack us?
Yes. It actively resisted and appeared to take or appeared to be in great pain after it shouted towards what it called its brother and urged Professor Purrington to run. The other two seem to be acting along with their callers.
I'd like to try to free the cat completely from control. Like to weaken the
Okay.
hold.
How would you like to do that?
I'm going to pull a card.
Wait. Before you do, let's roll brilliance and do a little investigating.
Okay. 1 is not helpful at all.
One is not helpful. This is a cat wearing a collar.
+4. All right. Never mind that then, I guess.
Yeah, sure. You're welcome to remove or attempt to remove the collar. See what the card does.
I'll just try something else.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying it wouldn't work. I just wanted to, like, not guide, but like inform your decision. You know what I mean?
No worries. I'll just do something else.
Okay.
Which enemy is like closest to me? I guess.
The cat mage that's right in front of you. You're basically surrounded by cats, and there's a knight over here fighting Samson and Soraya.
Okay. I guess I'll have to attack the cat mage then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Huh. That's interesting.
Okay.
All right. I pulled the strength card, which depicts a woman and a lion. So the lion is going to defend me and attack the cat. The cat mage.
And a woman.
Yeah.
With the.
No, she has the power of infinity.
Okay.
Like she has power over the cat, and the cat is going to attack.
Okay. If you'll roll,
the woman is like a
your-
lion tamer, you see.
You'll roll your die.
All right. Not hard to get better than my last roll. All right, I rolled a 17 plus 4 brilliance modifier, and yeah.
That crushes my 11 or their 11. It's not me. We're not fighting each other. I'm just here.
Sure.
That beats the 11
No
for
worries.
sure.
I'm fighting you.
You're losing. If you'll roll damage, please. That's this
Okay.
cat. Wait, first one. Yeah, that's this cat right here.
I only rolled a 1 damage.
And all right, 3 total. This cat fights well as a cat mage. It's basically pounced on by this giant beast that springs forth from Liariel. The other bird mage that's holding the leash is probably sort of like pulled to the side a little bit. But that mage specifically not hurt. The cat takes damage. But you're Liariel. Third cat. Forward, 1, 2. Wait, hold on. That's not right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Not quite close enough. It calls out again to Professor Purrington. Reaches out with its like sort of like cut up, not greasy, grimy, I guess. Paws. And it says something like, "Brother, please run! Please run! They're gonna get you!" Something like that. And that's this cat. This is turn 8. Oh, oops. Button.
Evil laughs like that is why I'm fighting you.
Copy. More soldiers spring out of the woods, coming from something sort of down this way, and begin to move onto the field. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The anyone standing around the monolith who's not preoccupied, but you all probably are, you see them attempting to get the finishing touches done. They're a lot of the runes look complete. They're trying to finish specific ones. There's a brief discussion about, like, flourishes or whatever, but they're all scrambling around trying to finish the monolith. Stone Scout attacks. I was gonna roll it like that, but I'm not. Attacks the soldiers. Soldiers do just fine. Soldiers attack back into the scout. Oh! Professor Purrington uses a little bit of magic to help them from across the battlefield somehow. And the soldiers strike the scout for once. Not very hard, but, they're keeping them occupied. This cat beastie is going to turn on Professor Purrington. The mage is bleeding out of the cowl hood thing, and the cat fighter is sort of wincing around its face. But it's going to do the same sort of move where it not necessarily pounces, because the pounce is going to be difficult with the chain, but it's more like a maybe almost like a sumo kind of move where they like do the push, but with all the claws out. So like a stab. I'm gonna roll this. A 2.
17.
Easy clap. Probably better at fighting without a chain on it. Even though it's super muscular and super buff, you fight it off.
Ow!
Oh. Captain Barrack.
Okay, I am gonna rotate over here, so I'm still in combat with the mage, and then I'm gonna do my sort of sobering shout, try and stun them.
Okay.
If I succeed with this, would it be fair that they take some kind of roll hit as well, like penalty to defending themselves as well as losing like a turn?
Yeah, sure. So you let's see. Scout and soldiers. Or sorry, Scout and yellow mage. Yeah, I think that makes sense. If they're stunned, they can't possibly defend themselves.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna roll then and hope I get swing. Bleh. Never mind. I would imagine it's a presence roll, so that's +2 plus the ability. So that's what's that? It's like an 8.
Oh, an 8?
Yeah.
Okay. The what's this one? The soldier is not affected or whatever, but this mage you've been fighting is indeed stunned. I'm just gonna write that down. Yes. You're right here. Okay. Awesome sauce. I would assume you would make it so that our own soldiers wouldn't be affected.
Yeah.
Of course. Then Professor Parrington.
I am going to cast Erase on this mage.
I would like you to roll brilliance, please. Just because you're standing right next to them.
Let me add all this up.
Oh god. Okay, well, you know.
24.
24 on investigation. Okay. The callers you can see the collar that's right here on this one and the one that's on the other one. You've been standing around watching mages sort of scrawl these runes or whatever. They are very similar runes, as if the language is very close, but has like a little bit of difference. Like, you know, like German has the, I don't know what they have, the dots, umlauts, whatever it is. So there's like little tiny differences, but otherwise they look pretty similar. And these two collars are like have maybe different looking word runes. They're mostly the same. There's just very specific ones that are different. And the hand that is holding the collar also has runes tattooed across it. I think you.
So if I erase the person, the mage, wouldn't he just drop the leash?
In theory, yes. But there is a, not to guide you, but there is another target for erase.
I guess I want to erase the leash.
All right. Do it. Bet you won't.
I rolled a 21.
Okay. It's going to look like an attack against this cat, so I'm going to roll for the cat. At 14, it does not work. This erase, does it have any like visual components? Does it like flash or any of that stuff, or is it just gone?
Probably, Marty McFly's out of existence.
Okay, so
It fades.
what happens is if you reach into this cat's face and touch this collar and leash and erase the leash, the mage right here that's below you begins to scream and like foam from the mouth, writhing in agony, drops to the ground, almost like it's not even human or whatever, humanoid anymore. It's just foaming and screaming. It's digging into the ground until it basically snaps itself backwards and dies. And this
Not
cat,
staring at that, is staring at the cat.
right, this cat, having never been collared, comes under like a piece or whatever, and reaches forward out its like big giant massive head, paw thing, and he's like, "My brother, you saved me, thank you," and reaches forward to clasp you on the arm.
Meow.
Meow.
Yes, meow. We have work to do, brother. Meow. Look at these cats. Meow.
We
Save
have
them.
work. And this cat turns to fight with you. That is cat 1. You're Purrington. Cat 1 has already acted. And then we have this
Gemini,
cat
you're not
mage.
excited? She's sleeping. She's sleeping. Doesn't care.
Gemini, get in here. We have work to do, brother. This cat, seeing these mages furiously work, is going to move back here. I can't get them together.
Meow, the chains, meow.
Move forward here. Because something's still happening in the back, and this cat mage is going to be forced into the insane position of attacking these mages who are just attempting to do junk. Just attempting to do junk. These mages can't stop. Oh no, no, no! 2. Alright. I don't have the mages written because they haven't been involved, so I'm going to write them right there. But the mages continue working. Icicle shards are shooting at them while they attempt to finish this monolith. Ice is flying all around them at this point. Carrington, this knight. The knight you attacked. The knight is going to attack Soraya because you did it. Okay. I don't think rolling like that is fair, but I'm going to keep doing it.
Oh my gosh. I rolled a 5, and I'll use a +4 for my outfit. So 9. I didn't see what you rolled.
18.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to make it better. Liariel?
Are you giving me damage?
Oh, no. Oh, wait. Oh, was that my attack? I thought that was
Wasn't it?
you.
Oh, I thought you said that guy was attacking me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You attacked her, unfortunately.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, yeah, sure. Have some damage. Please, enjoy. Enjoy your damage.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
All right.
5. Yellow mage. Oh, yellow mage is down here. Yellow mage is stunned. Yellow mage does nothing. Now it's Soraya's turn.
All right. I'm going to try to shock this guy again.
There's a mage that's stunned.
Isn't that way over by Barrick?
It is technically 1, 2, 3 away.
Oh. Would I know that? Because I'm facing the other way. I've been facing the other way.
True, his thing is a shout, so he yelled it.
Okay.
If you don't want to, I don't mind.
I think I'd still go for this guy that just tried to, or just stabbed me or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a little bit better. 19.
9. After being bloodied, then that's when Soraya comes into play. Vengeance.
Not with water though. Whoops, that went off.
Not with water. No.
Yeah, turn into a
Oh,
blood
and I rolled
mage.
6 that time.
Yeah, you're a blood mage. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
You said 6
Yeah.
into Yellow Knight?
Yes.
What kind of attack is this?
It was my electric grasp, so
Oh, again?
I'm just
Okay,
sending
yeah.
a jolt of electricity.
Does anyone
Yeah.
smell fried chicken?
Emo mage.
Yeah,
I need to feel to be alive.
You fry this poor bird knight out of, well, not out of existence. There, next to cowering Samson, this knight falls dead and smoking. Samson looks up. Thank you.
Get out of the latrine.
Get back to work, Samson.
Get back to work. He's bleeding everywhere. Good choice. You're a Soraya. Liariel.
Is there still a stunned mage? Where is that?
There is. The stunned mage is this yellow one down here. 3 away from you as well.
Okay, I'll attack the stunned mage. Let's see.
You don't have to roll. just draw a card and some damage.
Okay, I pulled the chariot. So a chariot is going to appear and completely trample the mage.
This is yellow mage. Where's yellow? Okay.
Just 2.
Plus 2.
2, so 4.
Down on the ground, this mage appears to be having issues with its legs. It is squawking. Technically still stunned till the end of the round, but the round is ending. This cat. This cat moves forward because there's now a free uncollared cat. Well, there's now 2 uncolored cats, but this mage finally gets its cohort under control and attempts to attack this cat right here. Throw it. Just gonna roll it.
BDSM cats.
With a 13. I think it's these metal die. They don't like flip as high because they're weighted. This cat is incredibly lithe. Defense. It does not manage to strike. What?
You just admitted they're weighted.
Okay. Yeah, the game has physics, so the metal ones weigh more. I didn't choose that. You chose them.
I can't spawn dice.
I mean, there's only plastic or metal. That's all I can do. You didn't like my plastic ones, so.
There was only one plastic one. I asked for a new dice, and I was given weighted dice.
Oh my gosh.
Would my brilliance know that? Is it possible to break the chains?
They would. They're made out of metal, and they have sort of runes on them as well. So I think you would assume that they are enhanced in some way, but they might be breakable. If you were really good at breaking stuff, I guess. What the heck? I just turned something red, but I don't know what it was.
I'm not Fred Durst.
Here you go.
I don't
There's some more dice.
redder than it should be. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I clicked out of it. I have no idea. The sort of resisting cat continues to attempt to resist. Why are there squares? And doesn't manage to attack. That's this one. These 3 move forward as a cohesive unit, attempting to back up the mage. Or the mages, because they just, again, saw someone disappear. And turn 9. The monolith is complete. You hear these mages shouting, "It's done, it's done, it's done!" They all rush forward towards the monolith to try and put their hands onto it and get there. And then the round. I'm gonna do the red one for our scout. Solid 1 into the soldiers. I guess I'll just no contest. And then these soldiers fight back.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Still locked in combat.
You gotta use a different dice.
Apparently it has to be different every time. What the heck? So we got them. Cat Knight is free. What would you like this Cat Knight to do as your brother?
I'd like him to try to break the chains of his other brother.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna roll just for his own brilliance. 12. All right. not super good, but still. And then he's going to jump at the collar of this cat right here. Go ahead if you got an opinion.
No, I'm just.
All right. With a 10, this small little cat is going to try and fight away. A 2, nice. The cat will sort of grasp and pin down this second cat in order to try and get the collar off. We'll call this second cat pinned or like stunned or whatever for now, as the collar is attempted to come off. So that's this one. Then we have Captain Barrick.
So is this guy? Is he stunned until his turn, or was it just a round? Can I attack him and he's stunned? Or
Yes, until his turn.
okay.
Because it's like the full whatever. So yeah, hit him.
I'm gonna yell first to Soraya, and I'm just gonna shout, "Use it before that cat does."
Oh. Yo, I hadn't
then
even
I'm gonna
thought of that junk. Oh man.
I do not like how close that cat is. And then I'm gonna try and hit him. Do I need to roll?
Yeah, water in the field.
No, he's stunned, so you could just
Just damage.
Slice him apart.
I'm gonna use Drunken Fury to boost my damage as well. Plus 3, so that's 4.
4 total?
4 total damage, yeah.
All right. Well, close. This previously crushed by a chariot of magic individual, now lying on the ground, completely, fully, just beaten to a pulp. You have a sword, right, or a mace?
Warhammer.
Warhammer.
I just brought down a Warhammer, probably on his knee or something.
Yeah, you're trying to break this bird apart. Okay.
I shouted something to Soraya while you were AFK. I basically shouted, use it before the cat does.
Use what?
Obviously pointing towards the thing that we've been making.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but try not to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Professor Parrington.
I would like to assist the cat in taking the collar off.
Okay. Do you want to erase this one too, or just take it off?
I'll erase them. I'll erase it. Yeah.
Okay. The cat is down and pinned, so it can't resist. I think there's no way that makes sense that anybody could resist, except this mage is probably freaking out. But it can't take it off either. It is also shackled on its hand. So you reach down to this pinned individual and erase this collar. Another mage, just as the screams, the insane screams begin to die down from the first one, this second mage snaps itself apart, screaming, clutching at its body, and then ripping its body apart. And the collar is gone. And as this cat stands, go ahead.
Brothers, sisters, I don't know what you are because I have a hard time telling myself.
I also have a hard time
Help
telling.
us. Yeah.
This scraggly cat, who's clearly been through a ton of junk, like cuts on the ears, cuts all over its face, like I said, grimy and dirty and stuff, pinned down. All of that melts off because it never had to resist the collar, and it's I would assume you let it up, and as it
kind of seems
stands,
like the prince. Is he the Prince of Cats?
It's I don't know who these cats are. You're gonna name them.
Oh.
You tell me.
I say, meow. We got to retreat to the monolith.
This cat is it looks like a very graceful, like lithe kind of roguey kind of cat, maybe a dancer kind of cat, something like that. And it stands up and it says like, I knew you could do it. I knew you could save us. You didn't have to stay, but I believed in you. And it stands up and joins the fight as well.
Meow. We have to retreat to the monolith. Meow.
Okay, this cat moves next, so it will head towards the monolith. Then we have Yellow Knight, who's dead. Just kidding. Yellow Mage finally stands up, bloody, broken, bruised, destroyed almost, and is just gonna attempt one last attack at Captain Barrick with a solid 2.
I got a 12.
11. There's probably like mud and dirt all over its beak and face. It can't even sort of figure out where you are. And it strikes out and misses. Yellow Mage. Soraya, your turn.
What kind of weapon did this knight have on him?
The knight you killed?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll just go with the picture because it was randomized. We'll go with like a really long sword kind of. The word I want to say in my head is poignard, but I don't think that's what that looks like. Let me look.
Okay,
Like
it's some sort of sword.
Hey, a poignard, a lightweight thrusting knife.
Okay.
Can I pick that up?
Yeah, sure. +1 poignard.
Okay.
Already
And
looting.
then-
Classic.
Well, I don't have a weapon. And then I'm gonna turn around and try to I don't know anything about these tethers between these cats and these mages, but I'm gonna try to swing down to break the leash.
Okay. To chop through this leash. You are you. So you're not using an ability, you just be using combat modifier, right? What's your combat modifier?
0.
Okay, so the highest you could get is 20.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll say this is like a +1 item or whatever. So we'll go with 21 or a 3 to make it all the way through this chain. This sword's not made for this, but I approve the willingness to try. So either of those numbers.
So a 21 or what?
A 3.
I think I misunderstand what you're saying. But what
You've
is
got
the
2
3?
chances.
You got
those
2
die.
chances. Yeah.
So you basically have to roll a 20 or
I have to roll a 20 or a 3. Oh, because
Yes.
of my luck. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Nope. Fine.
Okay. This cat is going to try to defend then. Oh, I'm not going to roll it. Just kidding. 19. What'd you roll?
9.
Well, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Having witnessed what's occurring, both of these individuals are acting in a way to protect the collar and the chain. It doesn't necessarily seem like the cat maybe wants to, but it has no choice. So they defend this collar. And important question, now that I know and have been made aware, are you going to stay standing right there?
I might just move this way as far as I can.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good to know. Liariel?
Okay. Let's see. Is the yellow mage still alive?
Yellow mage is hanging on by a thread, and there is a cat mage right next to you as well.
You would have also heard me shout, obviously not directed at you, but
Yeah. And Captain Barrick yelled, use it before they can, and pointed at the monolith.
So I should activate the monolith to take out all the bad guys? Like what is the thing there? I don't get it.
You're
There's
actually
an awful
the only
mage
one.
right next to a monolith.
Yeah. You're the only one who meta doesn't know how it works,
okay.
because you just don't know. I don't think Liariel knows either, but having discussed it with the mages in the past and stuff, it's something that seems to amplify power, basically, is how it works. So, in theory, it will either make your spells stronger or allow you to do maybe other stuff.
Okay, so I could hypothetically draw a card and use the monolith to amplify the effect so that the damage is more, or that I'm able to attack more bad guys, or what?
Any of those things, because I don't know what the card is. And so I don't know how it will work exactly, but if you want to do that, we can figure it out.
Alright, let's give that a shot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. You move to the monolith and touch it.
Oh yeah. Wild magic time.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I pulled the Justice card, which depicts a figure holding a sword in one hand and a crown, very skilled, and able to balance the scales. That's interesting. So I'm going to use the monolith to boost the power of the Justice card so that it will be amplified and attack all the bad guys.
Okay, so you don't have to attack everyone if you don't want. You can do other stuff if you can make it make sense, because it's like scales. So
Okay.
you're welcome to do maybe rearranging things, utility stuff if you want to move people. What else could scales do?
Well, he also has a sword.
Well, true. I mean, attacking makes the most sense, but I just wanted to make sure you had opportunities here.
Okay. Well, here's an interesting idea. Here's an interesting thought. The scales require 2, right? What if I can spawn 2 justices, one attacks the yellow mage and finishes it off, the other one goes after the cat mage near me?
Okay. It does require 2. That makes sense. If you will roll your spell, please.
Don't roll a 1. I know what heart's like.
And it kills you all.
18 plus 4, so 22.
22. There's no point in rolling for anybody. That cat mage is this one. Okay. If you'll roll damage, please.
3 plus 2, 5.
5 damage. Liariel runs, appropriately speeds over. You don't have to run, but moves over to the monolith, grabs this monolith, The mages are all running to grab this monolith as well. They... Okay, this is how it should work. You touch the monolith, you cast your spell, it goes through all the runes. Very large, very large towering figures appear over your target, this yellow mage, and stab it down into the ground because it's still really messed up. And then the second one stabs into the collar and chain in between this cat and cat mage collar person, freeing it. And without its tether, this mage does the same screaming, breaking thing that occurs, and because all the other mages are touching it, oh god, they're huge. Okay, hold on, let me resize these first. The whole purpose of this monolith begins to occur all at once. And the knights who are waiting on the other side come into play as sort of a focus on your spell, and balance the battlefield out. One for each of the attackers. So you create like basically a shield of protection of individuals. And they begin to take up arms against these peeps. So I'm just going to roll one for all of them. 16 versus 17. These are shock troops. They are ready to go. Their attack would be +3, so 20 versus 2s. They all attack into these individuals. Scout. Ooh, Scout gets messed up. Oh, wait, I haven't done any damage. No matter what it is, Scout gets messed up. 2, all right. And these individuals all take damage as well. And while you're touching this beacon, holding the monolith, you see across this river, across the field, a pigeon queen full of royalty and grace, basically giving a speech, something like, my citizens of this great nation, the time has come, blah, 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 ordering the troops forward, and you see ships beginning to embark, even though there are many ships still being built. This monolith flares up with all these people touching it in the same sort of concept of seeing a beacon from very far away. Basically, you know the amount of power that's coming right now, and any mage in the area would be aware of this. Where it is, sort of get a sense that something big is happening. And then turn 10 starts. Turn 10 starts with the mages touching the monolith. Excuse me. I'm gonna just do this and this. I'm gonna make them smaller.
Avengers Endgame moment.
The mages cast their spells. All of the people prepped on the other side begin to appear in this space and spread out. Oh, I can't do it. So they begin to spread out all around you. Mages, the whole lizard battalion who's been ready to defend you on the other side, all come out. I can't imagine anyone would be able to defend against them, but I'm gonna roll just in case. It's a whole force rolling 6. We'll call it +10. versus 13. So they begin to strike into the remaining troops, killing them. More and more and more soldiers are all coming over and over and over. If you so choose, they kill pretty much everyone who's still on the field. This cat mage, by the way, still shook. This one's messed up. It's gonna need some work. But otherwise, you have gained 2 new brothers, cat brothers. The monolith is complete. They spread out. They begin erecting barricades. They begin preparing for the ford across the river to attack the city. They bring supplies through, healing supplies, food, tents, everything to do large combat they have brought, and you erect fortifications around this hilltop. What's there?
Yay!
Boom.
I think we should stop there. It's been, a little bit longer than... just right on time. Good job. Oh, I was a little late. That was my bad. That's why.
So good.
Cool. Yeah. That's why I was nervous. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But that was pretty cool.
Very nice.
Any questions? Anything you want to do as this battle winds down? Besides get rid of the dice?
I'd go back in time to do the battle again.
No, you can't do that. You can go back 1 round to spit on someone.
No. I'm out of eraser. I used all my erasing.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Good time travel. Could go back. Heal.
Yep.
I'm
Cool.
good.
Very nice.
I had more rounds. And then I thought if you do anything that will speed it up or whatever, that there would be fewer rounds, So if the soldiers help, there are less rounds. If you help, there are less rounds. And then I didn't really think about haste. That was a good call. I like that one.
I've been thinking about that for weeks, actually. I was like, I forgot I didn't do it last week.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I can haste somebody.
Yeah, so you cut down 3 rounds or something of completing the monolith, and I was kind of worried because there's more stuff in the pouch, There's more enemies, and they were just gonna keep coming and coming.
I had a feeling.
Cool. This cat collapses, and his brethren come around him to do some licking or whatever and soothing, and the seed pulls away until next week.
You probably do hear Barrack yelling for healers. It's a final thing for all the soldiers that are down.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's a good point, because there's a bunch of dead and dying soldiers. Oh, Samson! Samson's bloody in the hole, just peeping his eyes over the edge of the hole. Is it over? Oh, poor guy.
Liariel's helping with the relief effort.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just helping to heal and heal people. Mm-hmm.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thanks for playing. I gotta clean up the board again for next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you then.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good night, everyone.
You too.
Happy October.
Happy
Yay.
October! Yay!
Yay!
Nice. Bye. Oh, that's the wrong mouse. I got too many computers. All right, cool. I got to pee, of course, as always. I appreciate hanging and playing and watching and doing all this stuff. It was pretty dope. Yeah. That was cool. I didn't script that junk, and the way it played out is very cinematic, I think. Very like sort of on the edge. Things are coming. You can't really stop the forces, but you use ingenuity to just stave off for a little bit the time, you know. I think that's really cool. So yeah, have a wonderful whatever. I'll see you later. I might RP, I don't really know, but for now I'm gonna go pee. So deuces.
Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts.